Okay, friends, one thing that gets buyers really frustrated in this market is when they book a showing and before they even get there, the seller accepts another offer. And this happened to me yesterday. So let's talk about why that happens and what it actually means and what a conditionally sold property is. Because this part of real estate gets misunderstood constantly and feelings get hurt. So here's the reality. If a seller receives an offer before your scheduled showing, they're absolutely allowed to accept it. It's their home. They're driving the bus. And sometimes they do accept it. Why? Well, sellers are not just looking for more showings. They're looking for the best overall outcome with the least amount of risk. Maybe that offer had a really good price point, a strong price that they were looking for, or a big deposit with few conditions. Maybe they got the closing date they wanted or terms that really worked well for their situation. But here's the important part. A seller has no guarantee to another buyer, that another buyer is coming, right? They don't know that just because my showing happened that they're going to get a better offer or even one at all. So sometimes taking a strong offer now, even with showings on the books, is a better gamble than hoping something better appears later. Now, what does conditional mean? So a conditional offer means that the buyer still has conditions that they need to satisfy before the deal becomes firm. And I mean, we see these all the time: financing, home inspection, lawyer review. If it's a condo, you're going to be looking at that status certificate. So at that point, there are a few different possible outcomes, right? So option one is that buyer fulfills the conditions and it becomes firm. House is effectively sold. The second option, the buyer cannot satisfy the conditions, which means the deal falls apart. And the property will then come back fully active on the market, open for all new offers and buyers. The third option is that the seller can receive a strong backup offer and they end up taking that one and bumping it as long as there's an escape clause. So sometimes the seller can notify that first buyer that another offer has come in and it gives them a certain amount of time to remove their conditions or walk away. Now, why would the seller sometimes still allow your showing during that conditional period? Well, it's kind of simple. Conditional deals fall apart. They collapse all the time. You don't know what happens within that time, right? Financing can fail. If there's a sale of property, maybe the house doesn't sell. Anyway, having those backup showings and offers is really good. Some do like to cancel all showings, like what happened with me, because they don't want any further disruption, because they probably feel in their heart of hearts it is going to firm up. So that's what they choose to do, and they're going to take that risk. Neither approach is automatically wrong, right? Again, the seller gets to choose. And this is why buyers should never assume a conditional sale is fully dead or fully alive. When a deal is firm, things can still change, right? In between firm and closing, a lot of issues can pop up. And honestly, some of the most emotional moments in real estate happen during that conditional period because everybody is waiting on somebody else. And those decisions are going to affect the future. So it is a tiny little pressure cooker for sure. Completely normal behavior in our industry. Make sure you're having conversations about all the possible outcomes and scenarios with your agent when you are shopping, because if it's priced right, if it's in a great neighborhood, it's going to sell. So don't get stuck, don't get hurt, don't be pissed off just because you didn't get in on time and somebody else beat you to the punch. Unfortunately, that's the way the cookie crumbles. Shoot me a message, give me a call, whatever, if you want to talk through a situation or you're looking at a property and you're not entirely sure how to read it or what let me know. I'm always here. I love having these conversations. I'm available. I hope to talk to you soon.